as you're getting closer to your senior year, thinking about what are you going to do for senior projects, how's this class work. They're a good resource. They've just been through it. They can answer your questions. You can find out what types of work they've been doing and see their posters and their final projects as well. So I've told them that they have to be available, answer questions for any students, and tell you about the process and all that. So questions and your apprehensions about senior project can be answered next Friday. Those of you that are looking towards it, moving on closer to graduation. So that will be next week. Other things that are happening next week, as usual, Sophia will send out and you'll see them next week. I don't have the list, unfortunately, of that. Today, though, for our talk, we have two agents from the FBI. I want to give them the wrong title here. And they're going to talk to us about, I believe, security and some recruitment potentials, I believe. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to them. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. My name is John Macer. I'm a special agent with the FBI in the Charlotte Division. I'm actually stationed in Raleigh, RA. So we have some offices around the state of North Carolina. And Jessica invited us to come up, so thank you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do three little parts here. I have a little video to show you about the FBI, about the history of the FBI, a little bit about what we do in general. And then I have a quick PowerPoint presentation about the cyber division and the cyber squads and what we do in the cyber squads and the FBI. And then I'm going to turn it over to Special Agent John Price, who is one of our recruiters, who will talk to you about applying with the FBI, job opportunities within the FBI, what we're looking for, what you'd have to do, what positions are out there, all that good stuff. So this is very informal. If you have any questions along the way, please stop us, please ask us. We'll find an answer or make one up or something like that for you. And then at the end, we'll stick around a little bit. So if you want to come up and ask us questions, I don't know if you guys have to run off to something else afterwards, but please come up, talk to us, ask us questions. We'll be glad to answer any questions and go from there. So you want to play the video? After the video, any questions, let me know. And then we'll just move on to the PowerPoint, all right? And I have no idea how to work the lights. If you guys can see that all right, we won't even worry about the lights. See, I'm sure it has, start pushing buttons. Everything's working for now. There we go, look at that. All right, no one sleep, all right? This is only 7 minutes.
The FBI is one of the world's premier security and crime-fighting agencies. It plays a vital role in enforcing the laws of the United States and in protecting the American people. Since the Bureau's creation over a century ago, times and threats have changed, and the FBI has. Yet the foundation of the Bureau's success has remained the same.
I have a front row seat to watch the work of a remarkable group of people who serve this country. Folks from all walks of life who joined the FBI for the same reason. They were teachers and soldiers and police officers and scholars and software engineers and people from all walks of life who wanted to do good for a living. They wanted jobs with moral content, so they joined this great organization.
During its first century, the Federal Bureau of Investigation emerged as America's chief law enforcement and domestic intelligence agency. Formed in 1908 during the presidency of Theodore Roosevelt, the Bureau began with 24 agents who investigated a variety of federal crimes and security threats. In 1924, J. Edgar Hoover was appointed director of the FBI at the age of just 29. Hoover brought increased professionalism to the Bureau, along with an emphasis on science and technology, creating the nation's first crime lab. As the threat from interstate crime emerged in the 1930s, the Bureau became one of the most respected agencies in the United States, through much publicized successes against notorious gangsters like John Dillinger and Babyface Nelson.
Gee, Mr. Hoover, your demons sure are good. I'd like to be one when I grow up.
Well, you work hard, play hard, live clean, you second be one.
During World War II and the Cold War that followed, The FBI protected American democracy from foreign saboteurs and communist spies. The Bureau also enlisted the public's help to capture criminals, with the creation of the Top 10 Fugitive List in 1950. As America experienced turbulent change, the FBI's role continued to evolve. The Bureau investigated civil rights violations, such as the 1964 murder of 3 voting registration workers in Mississippi. In reflection of the times, more women and minorities joined the Bureau's ranks. Female special agents came on the scene in 1972. That same year, the FBI opened a new training academy in Quantico, Virginia. By the time Hoover died in 1972, after nearly 48 years at the Bureau's helm, the FBI was implicated in abuses of power. Subsequent directors set out to reform the Bureau with the help of new laws and policies. In the decades following Hoover's death, the Bureau broke organized crime's stranglehold on many industries. It also took on white-collar crime and public corruption through sting operations such as AbScam, and captured enemy spies like John Walker and Aldrich Ames. Yet the Bureau also learned important lessons from the troubling incidents at Ruby Ridge and Waco, and from the discovery of FBI special agent turned Russian spy Robert Hansen. As the 20th century drew to a close, terrorism emerged as a growing threat. The Bureau investigated numerous terrorist attacks, including the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Scotland, the first bombing of the World Trade Center in 1993, the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing, and the 1998 bombing of American embassies in Africa. These attacks were preludes to an event that would change America and the FBI forever. The terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001 marked a turning point in the Bureau's history. As the FBI investigated the attacks, it also had a new mandate. It would transform itself into an intelligence-driven agency, one that would focus on preventing such attacks before they could happen. Over the following decade, the Bureau changed to reflect these priorities. In addition to terrorism, these included other national security concerns, such as the evolution of state-sponsored espionage, and a surge in sophisticated cyber attacks by hackers, criminal groups, and foreign adversaries. In an era of globalization, the Bureau also confronted new criminal threats, such as transnational organized crime, human trafficking and child exploitation, sophisticated white-collar crime, and violent gangs. To overcome these threats, the FBI uses cutting-edge capabilities that also support law enforcement agencies throughout the world. From the renowned FBI laboratory to high-tech facilities where millions of criminal records can be cross-checked in the blink of an eye. And the National Counterterrorism Center, where FBI specialists coordinate intelligence operations with other agencies around the globe. Yet the Bureau's strongest asset remains its people. After 9/11, the FBI hired waves of new agents, intelligence analysts, and other needed professionals. These dedicated men and women work in hundreds of cities and towns in the United States, in close cooperation with federal, state, local, and tribal partners. They also work alongside foreign counterparts in more than 60 countries, confronting threats that increasingly transcend borders. FBI employees receive superior training, and they bring to their work a range of skills and expertise. From counterterrorism analysts who decipher intelligence to help stop a deadly enemy, to hazardous materials experts who may be asked to identify and dismantle a weapon of mass destruction. From forensics experts who painstakingly comb a crime scene, to computer scientists who study the digital fingerprints left by cyber attackers. These individuals are the best our nation has to offer, and what motivates them is not a quest for personal gain, but a desire to serve their country. The men and women of today's FBI stand on a solid foundation. Through a history of leadership, innovation, and unequaled success, the FBI has proven it can evolve, and it will continue to adapt to take on new challenges. It has built capabilities it can apply to any threat. It has also learned how to balance the use of its powers with the need to uphold the liberties of all Americans. And whatever threats may come, the FBI will meet them because of the fidelity, bravery, and integrity of its people.
Fidelity, bravery, and integrity capture the essence of the FBI and its people. And they also explain why I am here. I wanted to be here to work alongside those people, to represent them, to help them accomplish their mission, and to just be their colleague. It is an honor and a challenge beyond description.
All right. That guy you just heard is our director, our current director, James Comey. And for the record, I'm 6 feet 6 inches tall, and he is 6 feet 10 inches tall. So he is a very tall guy. You would definitely know it's him when you see him. So before I get started in the presentation, any questions on the video or anything about what we do, kind of who we are, the history of the FBI? Good, because I don't know too much more than what I know. So a little bit about myself. I became a special agent back in 2004. I'm originally from the state of North Carolina. I went to school at NC State. I was an accountant before I got into the FBI. Got into the FBI. I was assigned to Cincinnati field office for 4 years. I did violent crime, white collar crime in Cincinnati. Then got transferred to the Philadelphia division, where I worked public corruption. And then from there, I got promoted to headquarters as a supervisory special agent, and I went to go work in the cyber division and the NCI-JTF, which is the National Cyber Investigative Joint Task Force. And that is a group of 19 federal agencies that includes the military that comes together to coordinate and to share information on domestic cyber attacks. And so that was a very good learning experience for me. And that's kind of where I cut my teeth in the cyber arena. I'm not historically a computer scientist or have a computer science degree. The other agent that was supposed to come with me today, unfortunately, he can't make it. He's a forensic examiner / special agent as well. He's one of our computer forensics guys. He wasn't able to make it, but he has a more traditional background similar to what you guys have. So a lot of the things I'll talk to you about are, not experienced by me, but we'll talk through them. Just so we are all on the same page here, this is an unclassified presentation, but there are some things in here that are sensitive. So I just ask you keep your cell phones, don't click any happy shots or any pictures or anything, or don't record it in any way. Yeah.
We do live broadcasts of these.
Do you?
You want me to?
Can you kill it?
I mean, I can.
That'd be great if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Somebody said that,
Yeah.
I'm looking at your camera. Sorry, guys.
Let me.
You turn it back on, maybe in a question and answer for it.
Okay. Let me kill it real quick.
So I'm going to reiterate some of the parts that went over in the video about the FBI and the history of the FBI. Not to belabor it any, but just kind of as a talking point. Again, any questions